Hey, hi, my little budding mathematicians. Today we're going to talk about the second part of section 10.2. We've already simplified radicals. We worked with the product rule and the quotient rule. Today we're going to talk about conjugates. If you have two numbers, gosh, that stunk. All right, we have two terms here on this bottom of this fraction, a 5 and a square root of 2. And they are separated by a plus. The conjugate of 5 plus the square root of 2 is going to be 5 minus the square root of 2. So remember yesterday we talked about how you can't have a radical in the denominator. Well, we can't just multiply the top and the bottom by the square root of 2 because it'll still be there with 5. We have no way to get rid of it unless we multiply the top and the bottom of our expression here by the conjugate. So the conjugate of the denominator is the one we care about. 5 plus square root of 2, same numbers and letters, 5 and square root of 2. The original has a plus. The conjugate has a minus. The cat's walking on my piano. Sorry if you hear some lovely music. All right, so we're going to multiply the top and the bottom by that. So 5 minus the square root of 2. Now, when we multiply fractions, we multiply across the top and across the bottom. So on the top, we're going to distribute. Well, first, we have 3 times 5. 3 times 5 is 15. Then we have 3 times negative square root of 2. That's very simply minus 3 square root of 2. On the bottom, we're going to do a little bit of a shortcut. You're going to take the first term times the first term. We'd have to use the FOIL method because these are two binomials that we're multiplying together. But I'm showing you the shortcut. This should work every time. 5 times 5 is our first term, and that's 25. And then we're going to do the last times the last. Square root of 2 times negative square root. Sorry, square root of 2. So that's negative square root of 4. Let's simplify just a bit. Can't do anything with the top. It's as good as it gets. We can't simplify 15. It's just 15. Minus 3 square root of 2. Square root of 2, you can't factor any perfect squares out of there. So that's as good as it gets. On the bottom, 25 stays 25. But the square root of 4, that is a perfect square. And the square root of 4 is 2. So that's going to be minus 2. Only thing left to do is simplify the denominator. The numerator stays the same. And on the bottom is going to be 23. And that's your answer. That's the simplified version of 3 over 5 plus the square root of 2. Now, if this were another problem, and say, for instance, that the denominator, everything is the same. This is just an example. And on the bottom is 3. This is not the answer. This is just another idea. So if the bottom is 3, I've got 15 and negative 3 and positive 3. I can divide all of those by 3. So when we do that, I'm going to end up with 5 minus the square root of 2. And that's it. Okay, so if you can continue to reduce, do. Let's do another one. 3 divided by 2 plus the square root of 2. So we need to multiply by the conjugate because the top or the denominator has that radical embedded into the expression. So I'm going to multiply same numbers and letters. So 2 and the square root of 2. The original has a plus. The conjugate is going to have a minus. Now we distribute. On the top, 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times negative square root of 2 is negative 3 square root of 2. I can't multiply 3 times the square root of 2 and put the 6 under the radical because 3 is an integer and 2 is not. Okay, they have to stay separate. On the denominator, first term times first, 2 times 2 is 4. Plus times minus is minus. Square root of 2 times square root of 2 is square root of 4. Simplify just a bit. I've got 6 minus 3 square root of 2. That stays the same. And on the bottom, square root of 4 is the same as 2. So 4 minus 2 is 2. And that's the answer. I think you can do this last one. Try this one on your own. Best of luck. Pause the video, make it happen. All right, so we're going to see that there's the radical, that's square root of 7, in the denominator that we can't get rid of. So I'm going to have to use the conjugate. The same letters and numbers in the same order with an opposite sign. Okay, so now we distribute. 7 times 3 is 21. 7 times the square root of 7 is plus square root of 7. Plus 7 square root of 7, so sorry. And then on the bottom, 3 times 3 is 9. And square root of 7 times square root of 7 minus square root of 49. Simplify a bit more. 21 plus 7 square root of 7 divided by 9 minus 7. Final answer, 21 plus 7 square root of 7 over 2. And that's your final answer. All right, this is just a short little lesson with some really important and a little complicated steps and procedures. So please try your hardest. Please focus up. If you have any questions, be sure and let me know. I'm here to help if you need it. Good luck.